It's the 55th league derby between these two sides. It's the first in the top flight. It's history in the making as Swansea City kick off. It's time for cool heads. Yeah, right. Let's get on with this. Swansea City are dominating possession. Shelby crosses from the right-hand side. Breaks a meet too, who's driven it over the bar from the penalty spot. It's Bellamy, hits it right, but it took a deflection over the bar. Corner Cardiff City. Colker header, 1-0 Cardiff City. Stephen Colker with the header against his former club. Race between Campbell and Vaughan. Campbell's taken it past Vaughan, who's brought him down. It could be a red card for Michel Vaughan. He's off. The Swansea keeper has gone. That's it. Cardiff City have beaten Swansea City by a goal to nil. But that's just half the story.
We've got some breaking football news here on Radio World Sport. I can tell you that Michael Laudrup has left his position as Swansea City manager. We can go live.
We're in an industry where this happens quite regularly. The difference at this club is normally we've lost managers because they've done so well, not so much situations like this, you know. So that's new in that sense, but we've been through it, know how to deal with it, and you move on. That's what you have to do. Yeah, we're all well aware, aren't we, really, of what's happened. And in my case, from my views, obviously it's been, really busy period, not much sleep, but it's the price you pay when you're trying to prepare a team for a big game at the weekend.
I don't think you can foresee which way it's going to go for a team that gets a new manager. So I've just got to concentrate on our side, and I'm sure Gary concentrates just on his team. I have to say, you can never be surprised at anything in football anymore, but I was looking forward to seeing Michael, to be fair. I've never met him before. I've got his cousin in my staff, but we've never met before.
Bellamy hits it. Colker header! 1-0 Cardiff City! Stephen Colker with the header against his former club. They've broken the deadlock in the derby.
I think you've seen my faults in the past of what I feel about the game and stuff like that, but yeah, it's massive. And obviously with the week coming into it and the situation that we've found ourselves makes it even bigger, but it has to be about the football. So this is the players now. It's about the football, and Cardiff will be thinking the same, and we'll be thinking the same, and I think it makes for a great game. I think it's going to be an unbelievable game, and especially at home here in front of our supporters. We lost the first game at their place, so yeah, I guess we have to put right or wrong. This is what you're in it for, isn't it? This is what you look forward to. These are the sort of games you want to be involved in some part.
We are burning to create history. You sense that this is more than just a derby. That's what football is about for me. That's what everyone's been dreaming about, I'm sure. The local lads here, when they were young, Cardiff boys, always wanted to beat Swansea. So now we're here.
Fighting words from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer of Cardiff City and the new Swansea boss, Gary Monk. Kevin.
I was Cardiff born and bred. So I used to walk to Ninian Park to train every day. Swansea was the enemy, you know, in those days. So 4 good years at Cardiff, terrific. I was under Jimmy Schooler, played with good professionals, you know. Brian Clark, God bless him. Don Murray, Peter King. The move to Liverpool came when I was 20, 21 years of age. And obviously to go up there, I remember Bill Shankly saying to me that I'd come out of Sunday school and was going to church. Took me some time to settle down in church, I can tell you. But again, it was a terrific 8 years. My wishes were to go back to Cardiff, maybe as a player coach or whatever. But Jimmy Andrews, the manager at that particular time, didn't think it would be a viable proposition for Cardiff, and I went down to Swansea to a sports trade fair with Barry John. We were on the Gola stand. We both wore Gola football boots in those days. And I met Malcolm Stroll there, and one thing led to another, and I virtually agreed to go to Swansea on the rebound of the disappointment of not being accepted at Cardiff. Mr. Stroll came up to Liverpool the following day, he signed the forms, everything there, and I went to Rochdale with Emlyn, God bless him, Emlyn Hughes. We went to watch Swansea play Rochdale. Rochdale were bottom of the 4th division, and they beat Swansea 2-1. And I remember coming back to Formby to the house, Emlyn driving, and Emlyn saying, Toshi, what have you done? You just left the champions of Europe and you've taken over a team that have been beaten by the worst club in the Football League. And I didn't have an answer for him, you know. But 3 years later, we went back to Anfield and we played against Emlyn and Liverpool in the top division. We played Cardiff a few times as well on the way up. It's amazing, from being someone at Cardiff who absolutely, I don't use the word hated at all, but the Cardiff people, you know, a Swansea game was a big one for us. We had to beat Swansea. It turned around completely. I like to think that I served them both as well as I could. 5 years at Cardiff as a player, they picked up £110,000, which was a record in those days. Although things went a little bit sour in the end at Swansea, you know, they were terrific days.
Did you get stick from both sides?
Yeah.
I mean, intrigued to see, you know, at one point you weren't pleasing anybody at some point, were you?
Well, no, not at some point. In large phases of my life, I haven't pleased anybody. No, I think that to ask me to choose between Cardiff and Swansea is like asking you to choose between your mother and your father, you know. I mean, you couldn't do that. Over the years, I have become probably closer to Swansea City than to Cardiff, you know. During my time as Welsh manager, I watched the two sides, obviously quite a bit.
Will you be supporting both sides on Saturday?
Yes, I'll be interested to watch the game. I mean, particularly with what's happened at Swansea this week, you know. For them, it's not the ideal preparation, if we're honest. Cardiff obviously had a good win last week. They've a few new signings in there, so they're on a bit of a high at the moment. There's a bounce about them now, and they'll be looking forward to it, you know. Swansea, I think Swansea's situation, it could go either way now. When you lose a manager like this, some players I would imagine will be disappointed that Michael's gone, and it might affect them a bit, and others might be quite pleased to see the back of him, you know, to put it bluntly. I'd like to think it'll be a draw.
Everybody's standing inside the stadium. Andre Mariner, who is our referee today, gets us off and underway. And the boos are because Cardiff have the ball straight away. Pump it down the right, looking for Kenwyne Jones there. Transfer window signing who scored on his debut last week. Ben Davies comes across and heads it out of play. Or hit into the air by Williams. It's headed forward by Kim, who's playing in the centre of midfield, and it runs through to Emnes with his ponytail on his back. He lifts it over Turner. He runs to the edge of the area. He goes careering through. He plays Routledge down the left side. He shoots tamely low towards the near post, and the goalkeeper gathers rather easily. But it was exciting from the very second that the ponytailed Emnes picked the ball up inside the centre circle and went darting towards the Cardiff area. Here's Bonnie. He's been played in. He goes round the goalkeeper and brings him down. He got the ball, according to Andre Mariner.
Classic player. Goalkeeper comes out to the right-hand side of his 6-yard box. Lovely little threaded ball through. But Bonnie, he knows that once he takes the first touch past Marshall, he's looking to go down.
Here's Bonnie again, left side, tries to get the cross into the centre. Cannons up of 3 bodies, comes back to Bonnie, can't help it back into the area. Hacked away by Whittingham out to the near side, comes off of Fabio. And if you were looking for the fire in this Swansea City belly, I think you might well have found it. Ball played down the left for Marvin Emnes. Medell gets in front of him and hacks it away. Chested down by de Guzman, just outside the area. Plays it to Davies, then back to the left once again. Collected by Routledge on the offensive here. Twisting past Kim, producing a cross in towards Bonnie. Header away by Corker. Comes back to de Guzman with an air shot. And then the ball breaks towards the right-hand side, and Declan John has to put it out of play and away for another attacking throw, this time on the right side.
Good movement by the 2 central strikers, Emnes and Bonnie, drawing the 2 central defenders into positions they don't want to go to, but that's only good, Sam, if you've got wide men that are going to put the balls in the box. And with Wayne Routledge pushed very high up the pitch, Swansea City are looking to do that. Cardiff haven't really settled yet. They haven't got the ball down 6 or 7 passes.
I don't know if I reminded you of the 2 11s before we kicked off. I'll do that quickly now. Vorm, the goalkeeper, back in between the sticks for the first time since December the 19th. The back 4, Rankel, Chico, Williams and Davis. De Guzman and Britton holding in midfield. Dyer and Routledge on the flanks, with Emnes supporting Bonnie up top. The visitors, Marshall the goalkeeper. I'll run through the back 4 in just a second, but Bonnie's unleashing his shot from 40 yards, which is not going to trouble anyone apart from the ball by the corner flag. It goes out for a goal kick. So the Cardiff 11, Marshall the goalkeeper, Fabio, Corker, Turner and John, Whittingham, Kim, Medell and Zaha in midfield, with Bellamy and Jones up top. Dyer gets to tackle him, but it only serves to reach Bellamy. He goes charging forward through the centre circle. He's got Jones in support and Kim outside him. He's into the Swansea half, and he's now on the right side with Kim. Kim approaching Davis. Davis goes towards him, but Kim comes infield. Some space here for Whittingham, outside of the D. Just travels back infield and gives it to Fabio. Fabio with a cross into the centre. Williams stabs it away, and it's cleared out towards this near touchline, and it just whistles past Gary Monk, who's standing on the right angle of the technical area down in front of us. We're high up in the West Stand here at Swansea. Fantastic view here at Swansea. It always is a great place for us to come. And the atmosphere is good again.
It's a very good counter-attack, wasn't it, from Cardiff, with a man just on the ball now. Craig Bellamy, transition, midway through his own half.
Brilliant cross as well in towards Kenwyne Jones, who gets in front of Chico, glances the ball towards the far post, and it's only 4 yards wide. He did really well, Craig Bellamy, to get down to the byline and produce the cross. Kenwyne Jones, who's a little bit taller than both Williams and Chico in the centre, was leaning on the Spaniard and got the header in, and was lucky. Chico was lucky that it didn't nestle past Michel Vaughan.
Super play by Bellamy. The original movement that took him personally from the midway through his own half to the edge of the 18-yard box of Swansea City, dragged up 5 players with him. Second phase of play sees him break to the right near the right-hand corner flag and whip in a delightful cross in between the penalty spot and 6-yard box.
Ball delivered in towards the near post by De Guzman, cut away by the first man. It comes back to halfway where Rankel is waiting for it. To the left now from Britton out to Routledge, who's 15 yards outside the box, looking to take on Kim. Fabio comes sliding across, does well to keep it into play. Emnes goes in, the ball runs to Britton. Britton skates into the area, takes the ball wide, tries to pull the cross back into the centre, goes behind 2 players, come back to De Guzman, and he scores 3 points for his drop goal.
Well, that was a real opportunity for Swansea. Having seen the good play initially down the left-hand side, referee did ever so well, Andre Mariner, let him play go on, because I think it was Fabio may well have gone through.
No, it was Kim on
Kim
Emnes.
that went through Emnes. He could have stopped the play then on the left-hand side of the 18-yard box. No, he let Leon Britton continue with the ball. He drives into the 18-yard box, does the wee fella, and he pulls it all the way back to the edge of the D. And then you're looking for De Guzman or anybody in a Swansea shirt to have composure, head over the ball, knee over the ball, thigh over the ball, and just look to pass it into the back of the net, and instead it goes high and wide into the Cardiff City fans.
Well, I just wonder as well whether there was a shout for handball when that cross came in from Leon Britton against Peter Whittingham on the edge of the 6-yard box. I'd like to see that again. Chico, forward to De Guzman, back to Chico once again, into Britton and Chico, and Swansea playing that familiar passing style to get themselves up the pitch and keeping possession really well, with Britton, a little tuck back from De Guzman, out to Rankel, into Dyer, holds it up a little bit awkwardly but turns and manages to keep hold of the ball. De Guzman is then fouled in the middle of the park by the Chilean Gary Medell.
Tempo is very high from Swansea.
Ball fired into the area, aim for Bonney, easily cleared, comes back out to the edge of the box, and Wilfred Zaha will take it now, and he skates forward, he jumps over one tackle, then plays the ball down the left. Chico is turning, so is Britton, getting back to help out his defence, and he's outpowered Chico and got ahead of Zaha instead and put the ball out of play on the far side and away for a throw. Dyer into Bonney. Bonney tries to turn past his marker. Gary Medell sticking with him wherever he goes, and there's on to Bonney again. Bonney trying to elude him, shrugs him off, shoots left-footed, and it's 4 or 5 yards wide. But he's having to do that. Wilfred Bonney scored some cracking goals from distance so far this season, and a free kick is given in Cardiff's favour. Just about 6 or 7 yards to the right of the centre circle. Whittingham will take it left-footed, steers it towards the far edge of the area. Jones wins it, knocks it down, hooked away by Leon Britton, edge of the box. Whittingham receives it. Bellamy's on space here, but Whittingham was left the ball for a chance to strike a goal, and Williams nipped in.
Why didn't Craig Bellamy shoot?
I don't understand why Bellamy didn't turn and pick the ball up. He was in space inside the area. If he'd taken it on, he was free.
And it was purely accidental, because the free kick midway through the Swansea half was played to the left, to the far post. Jones nods it down, and of course everybody gets drawn towards the ball, leaving Craig Bellamy on the right-hand side of the D alone, but with his back to goal. A player of that ability you want getting on the half-turn, on the snapshot. Instead he let Whittingham, who was facing the ball, onto it, who slipped at the last minute. Surprised at Craig Bellamy not being greedy in that.
He felt he was offside. coming back from an offside position. That's the only excuse I can give him.
Sure he was. I mean, maybe that's what he thought, but in terms of was he offside, absolutely not. I think that what you do is you turn, you swivel, you take the shot, you score the goal and worry about the referee after.
Bellamy down the left-hand side into Jones. Jones tries to poke it home. Tackle comes in from Ben Davies, did just enough to put Jones off, and it squirts behind and away for a goal kick. Here on the right side is Nathan Dyer. Dyer cutting infield, playing a reverse ball beautifully out to Rangel. Rangel into the area, back to Dyer, 5 yards outside the box, drives a shot low and hard, hits Whittingham, repels to Davis. Davis out to the left now on Emnes. Emnes tries to get the cross in, takes a deflection. Marshall comes, it's a little bit behind him because he got caught in the wind, but he adjusted his body and managed to clasp it from the sky.
I've been impressed with the way that Cardiff, I mean, sometimes they've been defending midway through their own half, and when Swansea have nicked cheap ball in their half of the pitch and look to counter-attack very quickly. They've got some very quick players in Emnes, Bonnie, Routledge we saw there, and of course Dyer, is how many Cardiff City players have automatically from midfield and forward positions got back to be able to help their back four. Even if it's just sitting in front, making that 15-20 yard run, to sit in front of Colker, to sit in front of Turner, to protect them, that should the ball come in the box, that there's a Cardiff City player there to win it. Very impressive.
And David Marshall has the ball on the edge of his area. Bonnie goes and closes him down, forces him into the clearance. Jones arrives to head the ball ahead of Britton. In goes Fabio. Kim goes across. Routledge is there. There's a tackle by Davis. Free kick is taken quickly. Comes to Bellamy. He shoots down the middle of the goal. It was always rising. I think it took a deflection, and it's out for the first corner of the game.
Worth the effort. Very quickly on the half turn, Craig Bellamy picks the ball up from the little free kick. Slightly to the right of centre of the D. Left peg, high and wide. Just think Swansea defenders were caught napping a little bit with the little one, the little 2 or 3 yard free kick. Should have asked the referee to make sure he gave his decision and allowed them to set.
Cardiff corner on this near side. There right, taken by the left footer Whittingham. It's delivered in towards the near post, headed away by Wilfred Bonny, comes back to Medell, and he tries to side foot it back to Fabio, but it's behind Fabio, who has to scurry back towards halfway. Ball sent through the centre, Chico heads it away. It's Routledge clear, back to Whittingham, who shoots from 30 yards, and it's a really good volley by Whittingham. Maybe not enough pace and venom on it, but really well executed, and Vorm had to be at his most alert to dive down to his left and stop it from sneaking in. Here's Britton running into Andre Mariner, manages to turn and find the ball at the feet of Jonathan de Guzman. Rangel goes bombing on. He gallops into the Cardiff half, plays in Dyer round the back, low cross towards the back post. No one gambling inside the 6 yard area. Emnes and Bonny on their heels. That was a golden chance. Here's Davis down the left, another cross in towards Emnes, headed away by Corker. One back on the edge of the area by Zaha, who skates away and turns away and wriggles clear of Dyer, but not of Rangel, who's won it back. Dyer forward into Emnes, edge of the D, tries to turn, manages to do so eventually, still bundling into the right wing position. Got it on the chops there, Emnes, but still produces the cross. It's blocked by John and goes out for a corner.
Wonderful wire play by Nathan Dyer. Skins the left full-back Declan John, gets to the right-hand side of the 18-yard box. What do I keep on saying? Hard, low, between goal line and 6 yard box, or penalty spot and 6 yard box. You must gamble. You must do what Ian Rush and Gary Lineker and these guys did when they scored 15, 20, 30, 40 goals a season. Just put your body on the line, on the goal line, and tap the ball into the net. Everybody dropped off, nobody went to go for the tap-in.
Here's the corner into the near post, headed away by Turner, comes back to Dyer, shapes it back out to the right side. Ben Davis lifts it into the box, header away by Fabio. Kim tries to bring it down. Little nudge by Routledge, back to Angel Rangel. Great cross from Nathan Dyer. Deadly cross. No one there to finish it. No one to pounce and put Swansea one up. Here's Dyer again, going on the outside of Declan John. He's got him on toast at the moment. He beats him once more, produces a cross. It's straight into the arms of David Marshall.
Needs better support, Declan John, from Wilf Zaha. Just for 5 or 6 minutes. If your left back is having a torrid time, drag your left-sided midfielder, just to do exactly what Britton did with Angel Rangel. Rangel's in the right-hand corner. He's having to defend 1 against 1. No, somebody else has come to protect him and help him. Wilfred Zaha needs to do the same, going back for his team as good as he is going forward.
Here's Zaha moving forward now, getting the ball onto his left foot and shooting, and I think he might well have just hit Morriston or maybe Borishvak at the other end of the city.
Lad's lacking in confidence. Although he's got a big smile on his face as he wheels away. You know, I'm sure he was expecting to play more games for Manchester United, to be a more pivotal part of a Manchester United team that's looking to rebuild, but he's here at Cardiff. He drives in from the right-hand side of the 18-yard box towards the D. And on his left foot, he was always going high and wide, just never looked confident, did he, as he dragged his left foot over the ball.
Davis shooting from distance, blocked by Corker, still in the area. Routledge has got it, he shoots right-footed, low and hard, but it's straight into the arms of David Marshall. So Marvin Emnes has come off, and we're not aware of whether or not that's an injury or not. He's been replaced by Pablo Hernandez. So the two teams are out for the second half. We're off and underway. Andre Mariner getting things starting. Swansea shooting from left to right in this second 45. Wilfried Zaha is trying to get away from Pablo Hernandez and succeeding. Zaha has managed to find some space for Bellamy, who's moved out to the right-hand side now. Kim's got the ball in the wing position, taking on Ben Davis, beating Ben Davis, going down under pressure from Davis. And the Swansea fans just gasping for a second there, and the Cardiff supporters behind the goal away to our left, screaming for a penalty. The referee shaking his head.
I think that as Kim drives down the right-hand side of the 18-yard box, he goes in, he's always looking to... That's one of the problems. Players look so much for penalties that they actually stop themselves being able to beat a player. I mean, he's actually wanting to stumble rather than going past Ben Davis and putting a cross in the box. Good decision, ref.
Here's Routledge down the left-hand side, and he's beaten the fullback. He's got into the area, left-footed, into the corner and past the advancing goalkeeper, and the Liberty Stadium goes balmy. Wayne Routledge with the goal, Fabio with the error, and the man who's played in two derbies, one for Cardiff, one for Swansea, now has a goal in a South Wales derby, and he's sent them into delirium. It's Swansea 1, Cardiff 0.
Really good play, wasn't it? Just completely dissected the right-sided centre-half and full-back to get Routledge on the ball. I think it was Hernandez with the through ball, but he gets it to Routledge, left-hand corner of the 18-yard box, takes it in his stride, left-hand corner of the 6-yard box, opens his body up and bends it with the right foot into the bottom left-hand corner. Gary Monk goes mad. The crowd go mad around us.
Cardiff have got to respond. Here's Bellamy from Zaha's little jig. It comes to Bellamy again.
Oh!
And he drives the ball towards the far corner, and he cracks the crossbar, and it spirals into the Cardiff fans behind the goal away to our left.
Classic Bellamy, starts on the left corner of the 18-yard box, drops his right shoulder and fires an absolute fireball at the crossbar. Skips past Chico as if he wasn't there, thought that was nestling in the back of the net. Almost immediate response from Cardiff. Just throws his hands up in the air, the Welsh international. Oh, so close.
So we just want a free kick here in a wide position. Angel Rangel was wrestling with Wilfried Zaha. The referee pulled it back when Cardiff didn't see any advantage materialise, and Craig Bellamy's got the chance from this wide left-hand side to whip the ball in right-footed towards the far post. He does that. It's deep towards Kenwyne Jones. Oh, Ben Turner was there too, and he dived towards the ball but couldn't connect over the back of Williams, and the ball goes behind and away for a goal kick.
Kenwyne Jones comes off. Fraser Campbell goes on.
Well, this is his third appearance against Swansea, Fraser Campbell. All of them have been as a substitute. Here comes Swansea. Hernandez into Dyer. Dyer travels, shoots towards the far corner, and it hits the outside of the post and goes behind. Well, it was an excellent run from Nathan Dyer, who picked the ball up from Pablo Hernandez, got to within about 5 yards of the edge of the area, unleashed a shot. I think it bobbled up the post. Unfortunately, it was a huge guy standing in front of me who stood up at the vital moment, and I think in the end it came off the stanchion at the back of the goal, not the post, but it was only a yard wide.
Well, Gary Medell is supposed to be a top-class defensive enforcer. He just let Nathan Dyer run in behind him, stood and watched him, and then realised he was last man to try and get back before Dyer got to the back four and maybe get a shot off, and he didn't react anywhere nearly quick enough. Decent effort.
Davis will take it into the near post, a little flick at the near post by Chico, runs through the crowded penalty area, and Jonathan de Guzman and Pablo Hernandez can't react, and it goes out and away for another corner in quick succession, and de Guzman will deliver this one. It's the third of the game for Swansea City, who lead by a goal to nil.
You see again that delivery at the near post. It was only helped on
Well, look at the
by virtue of the fact that there was somebody there. It wasn't a good delivery at all.
Look at the way they're set up for this, Stan. There are 5 white shirts, or 4 white shirts, right at the near post. No one at the back post. There's 8 jerseys inside that little crowded area. Flick on by Chico, in towards the near post. It's smacked off the line by Medell. Comes out of the D, and now a chance to counter-attack for Cardiff. No, because Nathan Dyer has just decided to rugby tackle Fraser Campbell. They look to take the free kick quickly. It was blocked by Williams, the referee's having none of it.
I don't like what Gary Medell did there. They got the free kick, Zaha. They'll break off.
Chico just nods it clear.
Got the free kick. Gary Medell just smacked it against Wilfred Bonney, who was moving away from him. He wanted the referee to give him a yellow
Brilliant
card.
ball by Bonney, onto Dyer, right side, he's got 2 inside the area. Pablo Hernandez is arriving in space in the right wing position, he's got it now, tries to pull it back. Medell with a decent tackle, down by the byline. Dyer is there once again. Can he turn the ball back to Rangel? He can. It's fizzed into Jonathan de Guzman, who loops it into the air, and then Ben Turner will clear. It comes back to Britton, who shoots, and it's straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. De Guzman flicking it out to the left-hand side, collected by Davis. Lots of space for him to run into. He drives towards the penalty area. A low ball into Bonney, turns, shoots acrobatically, takes a deflection, another corner. It was narrowly wide.
That's exactly what I mean with Bonney. You play the ball into him on the edge of the D or on the edge of the 18-yard box centrally, but you do it quickly, he's going to look to manoeuvre and get a shot on target.
Here they go again. They all run tightly into a little knit group at the front of the Cardiff City goal. They run towards the ball. It's lofted under Marshall, who fingertips it away. There's a little bit of a heavy delivery, that, I think, from de Guzman. So here is the substitution. I think it was pretty obvious that Jonathan de Guzman was going to be replaced by a man who's back to full fitness now, Jose Cañas. He missed the last 4 games with an ankle injury. And he's got previous with Gary Medell. Those two were involved in a serious clash when Medell was at Sevilla and Cañas was at Real Betis in a 3-3 draw. That's a big derby game too. And Kevin McNaughton has come on for Fabio at right fullback. Bellamy going through the centre. Williams got there first, headed it against the Welshman, and it almost bounced back into his path. But Swansea bringing out of defence, and Pablo Hernandez has just nicked the ball beyond Ben Turner. Gary Medell covering vitally in front of Pablo Hernandez, nips in, uses his speed and guides it back to his goalkeeper, and boy did he need to do that, otherwise Cardiff were in trouble. Here's Dyer shooting down the middle of the goal and over the top of the crossbar.
Super movement from Bonney allows that move to happen. Bonney and Dyer, little 1-2, 6 yards outside of the D, dead central, but Bonney continues his run towards the penalty spot. Every Cardiff City defender drop off, allowing Dyer the extra time and space to get the shot, always going high and wide though.
Not surprised to see Wilfred Zaha disappear down the touchline and into the technical area. Jordan Much comes on to replace him. They'll have to just reshuffle a little bit here. We'll have to see how things are going to pan out, because that leaves them a little bit lopsided. Maybe Kim goes out to the right, Whittingham out to the left. We'll see how it goes. Or maybe it'll be a diamond in midfield. We'll keep you posted. Here's Hernandez giving the ball away, not for the first time in this second half. And he's given it straight to Much, who's come darting forward down this left-hand side. Oh, he skipped past Flores as well. And he goes past Hernandez, and that's a really poor tackle by Pablo Hernandez, which is going to yield the first yellow card of this derby, and also a free kick in a real dangerous position for Cardiff on this left-hand side in the wing position. Here is the free kick, and it's whacked towards the far post. Oh, there's a bit of mistake. Falls to Kim, who hooks it behind himself and over the top of the crossbar, and it was a really good chance. The Swansea fans were taking the mickey out of Craig Bellamy for his delivery. It was really deep, really deep. It was almost, you'd always need a scuba diving kick to get that, but they managed to keep it alive, Cardiff City. It bounced back into play after a mistake, and then hooking the ball goalwards was Kim, and it was only narrowly over the top. Hernandez from Bonney's pass, runs to the edge of the area, tries to give it back, can't, falls to Routledge fortuitously. He produces a cross. Dyer is coming in with a diving header, and he keeps his cool in the eye of the storm. to send Swansea into a 2-0 lead. And it means the world. Nathan Dyer scores in a derby again. And it was a really good header, a brilliant cross from one wide man to the other. And stooping low inside the 6-yard box was Nathan Dyer to punish Cardiff. It's Swansea 2, Cardiff City 0.
Well, Hernandez has been a little bit wasteful the last 2 or 3 passes, but that was a key contribution because he nicks the ball, he plays it to Routledge on the left-hand side of the 18-yard box. They had a great Evertonian that they took here the last time they were in the top division in Bob Latchford, and he'd have been proud of that one. Nathan Dyer's about 6 foot smaller than Bob Latchford, but he comes from the right-hand side to the penalty spot, addresses it with his head, past the right hand of Marshall, and surely Swansea are cruising towards a derby victory. 2-0. It's a good play by Nathan Dyer. Goes down the right-hand side of the 18-yard box to the byline, just as a little Cruyff turn. Legs taken from underneath him, which produced a free kick, which now Hernandez will take. Plenty of Swansea shirts, 4 or 5 Swansea shirts in the 18-yard box.
Here's Pablo Hernandez to take it. Bonny is lurking with intent. Cañas is there too, so is Chico Flores. Bonny's got there though! Oh, yes he has! Bang! Have that! That was a belter! Forceful cross, thunderous header, and Swansea lead by 3-0.
Super header, almost like a hockey short corner, but it was held up. Boom! Edge of the 6-yard box. Central striker, I've said it all evening. You give this bloke service in the box and he will make the most of it. Right on the napper, right on the forehead. Rose like Billy the Fish. 3-0, game over, derby over.
He's loving life at the Liberty. Swansea may well be struggling to score on occasions, but not today. And not him. That's his 7th goal in 8 games. It's his 16th of the season. He should have had 17, but UEFA took one off him too. Off comes Nathan Dyer. Neil Taylor's coming on. Listen to the response.
Good shift today from Nathan Dyer. Proactive down the right flank. Gets himself a goal. Getting high fives from all of his teammates as he comes off the pitch.
Here's Routledge from the corner to Pablo Hernandez. Whips it in over the top of the head of Bonny and out and away for a goal kick away to our right. What does this do for Cardiff?
Right, they need to drop Gary Medell. Not doing the job for them. He's hiding at the moment. This is supposed to be a top quality internationalist, playing as a defensive midfielder. Not done anywhere near enough in terms of protecting his back four or being able to shift forward and be able to find passes. Offensively, it's been Bellamy with 2 or 3 really good runs, a shot that cannons against the bar. Zaha not good enough at the moment. It's early days for him. They should, for me, have played Noonan much, because I agree with you, winning a foot, I'm just thinking of what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to say. He's held Noonan much back for 2 home games to come against Villa and Hull, winnable games, and you want those 2 players on the pitch, because we've seen with our own eyes those 2 were the key players for Cardiff at the Cardiff City Stadium.
Michael Laudrup sacked in the week, but Swansea City found salvation at the hands of the Monk. 3-0 winners against their most fierce rivals. Routledge, Dyer and Wilfred Bonny with the goals, and a very, very good display. They dominated possession in the first half. They didn't maybe create enough opportunities, but it was better than it had been. And Hugh Jenkins, when he made that big call on Tuesday night, had this game in mind, had 3 points in mind, and they've got all 3 points.
Gary, is that how you dreamt it last night?
Yeah, it couldn't have really gone much better. No, to be honest with you, I was just so focused on just making sure the players are right. I haven't really thought ahead of anything. I just thought get the players prepared and and ready and you know, get the Swansea way, you know, the way we've built things up. I understand all that stuff, and that's what I tried to put across to the players today, and thankfully, you know, we went out there and gave a great performance.
Were there any nerves before the game?
Yeah, of course there is. You know, you know, obviously I know the club, I know the fans, I know the environment, but obviously it's a different kind of situation I found myself in. But no, again, all I cared about was the club and the players, and they were absolutely magnificent today. I just told them that couldn't be any prouder man right now.
What made the difference today?
Just think that belief. Show that belief and confidence, and I said all along, you know, we keep the ball as better than anyone in this league, or as good as anyone in this league, and you know, if you do that right and you do it correctly, and we worked on a few things here and there in the week, and you know, if a couple of the goals come off from what we were working on, which was nice to see, and then you show the players after that, but confidence and belief, and they're good players, and I told them that you're good players, you've got to believe in yourself.
Your first twist from the bench worked pretty well, didn't it? Fabulous ball from Pablo to set up the first goal.
Yeah, just, you know, Marvin done exceptionally well first half, and then I think he was feeling his hamstring a little bit coming towards half time. So it's either a decision, you either leave him on for another 10, 15 minutes, see how he goes, or you make the decision. Thankfully, yeah, Paolo come on. I gave him an idea before the game of what I wanted if he went in there, and you know, because he can play wide as well. But you know, we had an idea of using Pablo in there, and it was a great ball, wasn't it? Well, fantastic, and that's the quality that Pablo's got and he can bring to us.
In recent years, 1-0 has been enough to settle this game either way, but today you pressed on, you got a second and a third, just to underline how brilliant today was for you.
Yeah, and look, there was no way I could lose that game. You know, I wouldn't get out of here alive if I lost that game. So no, it's, you know, respect to Cardiff, always respect the opposition, but especially in games like this, so respect them, but it's about us. We're in front of our fans, and with that army out there, you couldn't let them down today. And the boys, like I said, all the credit to the boys, they were absolutely magnificent.
You've had some fantastic days here as a captain, from League Two all the way to the Premier League, winning at Wembley and whatever, but where does today stand with those sort of memories?
I think it's my proudest part. It's got to be, you know, it's different. It does feel different, because as a player, you're out there, you're experiencing it, you're in the moment, and you know, on the side, you've got a little bit of time to think, but you're still in the moment. But no, it's got to be up there, and I just want to thank, obviously it's not an Oscar or something, but thank my family and the support of everyone at the staff, at the club, the chairman, the board of directors, and the fans themselves. Oh, it's been just magnificent, you know, and I can't thank them enough. But I guess we have to carry on the work now and make sure that the boys take the belief of this game into the next games coming.
You'll sleep well tonight, Gary?
Yeah, I haven't slept for 4 days, so yeah, back to sleep, hopefully. We'll see.
Well done today. Enjoy it.
Thanks a lot.
Well, Ollie, the first goal in these sort of games always seems so important.
Yeah, and we got into half-time with a good performance first half. I thought we did what we should do, and of course when you get a goal in the first minute of second half and a poor goal at it as well, it's difficult, of course, coming here. But then we had chances. Craig hit the crossbar. We had a massive chance just before they scored with a free kick. When we bounced the second ball, I think it was Kimbo that tried to finish, and then of course the last 10 minutes we really got to go for it, and the lad got inside of Declan.
Yeah. It was almost today as though the appointment of Gary Monk just refired the Swansea supporters and their team. Did you catch them at a bad time, do you feel?
Well, you go into these games with heart and head anyway, and I think the passion would always be there in a game like this, and of course he got off to a great start today. We've got to respond now on Tuesday.
40 defeats in your 5 Premier League games in charge, but at least you get a quick chance to return that on Tuesday.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, we had some luck against Norwich when David saved us today. They had 3 chances, scored 3 goals. After they had us a bit the first 10 minutes, but after that we did okay. But of course, it's the result that matters.
How much of a gamble to start with Wilfried Zaha today?
I don't think it's a gamble. I think he showed last week what he can do for us, and today I felt it was a game for him. And we stand together as a team. Teams make individuals shine, and today the team we tried. We made a good effort of it, but we didn't get that quality that we hoped for.
And are you confident, Ollie, that you've got the determination and character in that dressing room to bounce back from blows like this and climb up the table?
Definitely, the character's in there. You should see the dressing room there. So everyone's devastated, which it should be, because they've lost maybe the most important game of the year, but they've got bounce back ability, as it's been said so many times, and the character in the lads is great.